everyone. Our topic for today is about public speaking. So, a quick introduction about the topic. The importance of public speaking cannot be denied. Great speeches have more nations to war and revolution. They inspire and move people to act. What people say and how they say it can get them elected in public office or create a new movement in society. For the Greeks, public speaking was political in nature, and the spoken word was thought to be such an important skill that citizens were taught the art of rhetoric. So, in this lesson, we will be able to understand the history of public speaking and the nature of communication. Next is to dissect a speech using the general principles of logos, pathos, and ethos. And lastly, we are able to give a short, prepared speech in public. So for the outline of the topic, we have the short history of public speaking and a sample speeches of public speaking. So what is public speaking? Public speaking is the act of performing a speech to a live audience in a structured manner in order to inform, entertain, and persuade them. There are many aspects to public speaking, from picking a topic and writing a speech to answering questions from the audience. Public speaking is usually a formal, face-to-face speech to either a single person or group of listeners. A short history of public speaking. The study of public speaking began about 2,500 years ago in ancient Athens. Men were required to give speeches as part of their civic duties, which included speaking in legislative assembly and at court, sometimes to defend themselves as there were no lawyers for the average Athenian. As you can see in the picture, that is Aristotle. He is one of the most famous ancient scholars to study public speaking. He is known as the father of public speaking, and his philosophies are considered to be empirical, practical, and commonsensical. He was the first philosopher to consider the dynamics of public speaking and persuasion and to compile those observations in the rhetoric. So there are 5 elements of public speaking. Those are communicator, message, medium, audience, and effect. So what are those? Communicator are those professionals who often speak to an audience in speeches or lectures to inform, persuade, or entertain them. Message, we have the key thing you want to deliver, what you want the audience to remember, and crucially, what you want the audience to do. For the third one, we have medium, a system or channel through which a speaker or writer addresses their audience. The next one is audience. Those are the person or people you want to communicate with, or sometimes they are considered as the listeners. And lastly, we have effect. It is the outcome of the speech towards the audience, or what you want the audience to feel or think towards your certain topic. So how to be a successful speaker? To be a successful speaker, you must understand yourself as well as understand what type of public speaking is best for you. Even have to break down the types of presentations you may make because each one in its approach. So there are 5 most common different types of public speaking. Those are ceremonial, or known to pay tribute or praise a person, an institution, an event, idea, or place, and their main focus is on values. The second one is persuasive speaking. They seek to influence the beliefs, attitude, values, or behaviors of audiences. For the third one, we have informative speaking. They are generally known as centers on talking about people, events, processes, places, or things. And then we have entertaining speaking or entertainment speaking. They are speeches designed to captivate the audience's attentions. And lastly, we have demonstrative speaking. It is a type of presentation in which the speaker's goal is to teach the audience how to complete a task. And the next one, how to improve public speaking. All you have to do is be confident, make eye contact and smile. Use your body language. Create emotion when speaking. Start with an interesting way. Interact with listeners, and lastly, control time. What is the purpose of public speaking? The function of public speaking depends entirely on what effect a speaker intends when addressing a particular audience. The same speaker, with the same strategic intention, might deliver a substantially different speech to two different audiences. The point is to change something in the hearts, minds, or actions of the audience. Despite its name, public speaking is frequently delivered to a closed, limited audience with a broadly common outlook. Audiences may be ardent fans of the speaker. They may be hostile attending an event unwillingly or out of spite. Or they may be random strangers, indifferent to a speaker on a soapbox in the street. All the same, effective speakers remember that even a small audience is not one single mass with a single point of view, but a variety of individuals. As a broad generalization, public speaking seeks either to reassure a troubled audience or to awaken a complacent audience to something important. Having decided which of these approaches is needed, a speaker will then combine information and storytelling in the way most likely to achieve it. So we have here sample speeches of public speaking. So we only have one here, and that is Bataan Has Fallen. It is one of the best example speech of public speaking. We actually did not put all the stories here or the whole story because that's too long and it might cause boredom to our audience. But we have here the summarization. Bataan Has Fallen. It is the surrender announcement of the Filipino and American forces in a battle against invading Japanese forces at the start of World War II. It was broadcast inside Malinta Tunnel in the evening of April 9, 1942. And that ends our report. Thank you so much for listening.